can find even one, just an honest person. So many lies, so many scams, so much brokenness. Why do we do this to ourselves? We need truth unchained from lies, freedom soaring past the sky, honesty in every breath we take, a world of love where hearts don't break. Walking down the street, I see the shadows creep. People wear their masks, but underneath they weep. Tired eyes hiding secrets deep and dark, in a world where truth's a dying art. In the shadows hiding from daylight, smiling faces that don't seem right. Where's the goodness we seek each day? In a world where light feels far away. Where's the good? Where's the honest heart? In this world that's tearing us apart. We need freedom, we need honesty. In the time of lies, set our spirits free. Promises broken like shattered glass, whispers of deceit in every word that passes. Searching for a light in this twisted maze, hoping to find truth amidst the haze. Where's the good? Where's the honest heart? In this world that's tearing us apart. We need freedom, we need honesty. In a time of lies, set our spirits free. Where's the good? Where's the honest heart? In this world that's tearing us apart. We need to rise, break these chains. Freedom and honesty, despite the pains. Scammers with their tricks and liars in disguise, abusers hiding safely behind their lies. We seek justice, but it's nowhere to be found, lost in a sea where deceit abounds. Abusers shame with hands unseen, innocent hearts caught in between. We dream of days where hope's reborn, a better world where none are torn. Kindness grows in unseen places, among the masks and hidden faces. We hold the dreams of brighter days, wishing away these bleak grays.
Still have a lot to do, I still have to put away the chairs. But anyway, I've got all the chores. Or anyway, it's up to me to do them all. I still have to put my clothes today. All in all, reality is cats, like an alley cat at your park. But now I gotta do your part. I got a day job and a night job and an interview at 5. You've gotten rid of both boyfriends and you've given me the green light. I got a day job and a night job and an afternoon away. You just waved a hand and we're engaged, you say. and finishing this at midnight. After this thing I should sell it and call it quits when the getting's good. I took a night at your new club today to take a break away from the rats. But now I got your locker stool and your car keys in my cart. I pick up the pieces left on the floor while you walk away like you don't care no more. I'm tired of cleaning every mess you make, slowly losing patience with every break. Every promise broken never leads to change. I'm the one who's always left rearranged. Your lack of effort shows clear as the day. I'll be sweeping you out when I find my way. Hey, hey, I'm the cleanup crew, fixing your mess just like it's new. Hey, hey, won't be here long, cleaning house, I'm moving on. Watching you take credit for the work I do, every single task I pull double through. Your empty words no longer faze me. Soon enough your history, just wait and see. Where's the spark, the dedication gone? I'm carrying weight, dragging us along. No more excuses, your time is past. This sweeps your fate, I'll make it last. Hey, hey, I'm the cleanup crew, fixing your mess just like it's new. Hey, hey, won't be here long, cleaning house, I'm moving on.
Welcome. How is everyone doing today? I am Techo Truffle. We are engineered to win.
Are you ready?
Did you guys have fun last night? I had a ball last night going over the album, the Abandoned album, available on all streaming platforms. It was fun. Roxy asks, who are you referring to? The person that take your phone and take a selfie, and that's who I am referring to, Roxy. That's who I'm referring to, okay? So take a selfie and you'll know exactly who I'm referring to in the chat. All right, in the chat. All right. Anyway, let's be on our best behavior today. It was a long night yesterday, but we had a lot of fun. We are going to be getting into Kubernetes today. I am going to try a different approach to getting this to work. I am going to try to use a Docker, like the Docker image that we created on Docker Hub to try to start the application on Google Cloud Platform. And if that works, we know how to do it on Google Cloud Platform, and then we can try using the Docker images that are hosted by Google Cloud Platform. So that is going to be our slight pivot today. Incremental approaches to getting this to work, because it was like when I was looking at the errors last week, it was something about the images not being found or something like that. So we're just going to have to do a small pivot, a small adjustment in order to get it to work. So that's the plan for today. Thank you for being with me here today. I truly appreciate every last one of you. Before we get into the show, we are going to go through a quick rundown of what is coming up this week and a few announcements, all of that good stuff. All right, so let me throw this up right here. Welcome to the show. And so first and foremost, the very first thing I love to do, I love to say thank you to all of the subscribers, to the new ones, to the ones that have been with me for a very, very long time, to those who watch in the clouds. I call them, because if you guys know about AWS, Amazon Web Services, they have a service called CloudWatch, which kind of monitors your logging and stuff like that. So I call all those who watch in the clouds, I call them my cloud watchers, right? Shout out to my cloud watchers right there. And those who are very, very active in the chat, I truly appreciate you guys for all the engagement and as I'm working through stuff, you guys keep the chat going, answering questions and having a great time. That is so valuable to me. So I really appreciate every last one of you.
I appreciate you.
And a big shout out and salute to all of the Patreon members, my tech barbarians, my tech prodigies, my technical explorers. You guys are putting in the work every single day, and I see more and more people joining the Team Tech Coach Ralph Discord for exclusively for my Patreon members, where we are going to collaborate and work together, and I'm going to have different people who will be showing what they're working on in order for they can build so that they can share and add value to the community and providing information, but they can also build on their skills of presentation and get comfortable speaking. And I'm going to talk about that in our first break about interview recap, but just so that, we can continue to add value and can work together in a positive way so that we can help each other out and we can win together. So real quick, upcoming shows tomorrow morning. I'm hoping to get started around 7:30 in the morning. I don't know. I'm debating between 7. I might start at 8. But that is the goal for tomorrow. We're going to be working on our large language models. We're going to be going into signing up for the different providers of large language models like Claude. We already have Gemini by default. We already have OpenAI, but we're going to be signing up to try to integrate with their APIs as well. So that way we can sample out we can compare how does OpenAI compare to Claude, and how does OpenAI compare to Gemini and all of that. So we can try that out. So I'm going to be signing up for those tomorrow because we are finally finished with day 2. It was a while, but part of day 2, I took the opportunity to build out my content creation assistant workflow, and which we've been working on for the past couple of weeks, but it was very valuable. And like I said, I take it slowly so that I can actually comprehend and I can get great value out of it. I say great value because there's Walmart great value and there's the great value that you can provide to yourself, and while I love Walmart, but I think that the value that I've added to my workflow far outweighs the great value brand that Walmart has to offer. Some people that's their hangout spot, right? Some people, they hang out at Walmart. I personally don't. I go in and I'm out, right? But some people love to visit Walmart. That's their thing, right? But not for me, right? But let's continue. I don't know why I went on that tangent, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. And then we have Candid Conversations tomorrow at noon Eastern time. Hope to see you there in the chat. And on the Tech Music channel, starting at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, it's grind time. It's Monday, the best day of the week. It's time to get up and get it. Starting at 4 a.m., it's going to be streaming all the way till noon Eastern time. It's grind time. It's Monday. It's time to get your head out of and get to work. We have work to do, and guess what? The world does not stop spinning because we are tired and we want to sleep in. We got to get to work. So tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. on the Tech Music channel. We are starting with grind time. Get up, get out there, and get it. All right. Let's see, and then so Tuesday night we have Q&A, so that's going to be coming up, but we'll mention that tomorrow. And that is our upcoming shows for the next 2 days. So do me a favor as we continue, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. If you want to join us tonight at 6 p.m. for our sprint review for the Tech Barbarians, go over to techcoachralph.dev, sign up for a tiered membership of the Patreon, and you can join us for our Scrum night tonight. The link there's a post in the Patreon for that, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Would love to see you there. And if you connect your Discord account to your Patreon account, you will get automatically placed into the Tech Coach Ralph Discord for tiered Patreon members only. I have to put a barrier to entry so that I know that it's people who have the goal and desire to win who are placed in there. All right. So that's the announcements for today. What are you doing here? You were not invited. Oh my goodness. All right, I tell you, they just show up out of nowhere. All right. Anyways, I'm going to get to the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here, but you were not invited here. So we're going to just mute you real quick. And there we have it. You are now muted. I don't know what you. Anyways, I digress. All right, let me get to the chat, and then we will get started with the show for today. Just coming out of nowhere, I tell you. All right. Let me see. Interesting. All right, so we have my guy Magnetar in the building. Says, looks like the opening credits to a show with the show theme song. Shout out to Magnetar, my guy Magnetar. And Roxy says, good day, TechnoTruff. Good day to you as well, Roxy. I should have used a British accent, but my British accent is very, very bad. I don't know. Good day. Good day sounds like a British thing to say. So, good day. All right, that was bad. I take it back. Let's see. Max says, I was thinking about dropping the 17. That would be easy. That would be easier. Let's see. Says, don't let the innocent smile fool you. Don't let the innocent smile fool you. Who are you? Better call a union member. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Roxy. I appreciate you too.
I appreciate you.
Let's see. And we got all right. Stop the show. We have my best friend in the building.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
What's up, Mitch? So always happy to see you here. But for some reason today, Mitch, I am ecstatic to see you here today, and it is a great pleasure as always anytime you join the show. So thank you so much, Mitch, for being here. Shout out to my number one guy, Mitch. All right, let's continue on. All right, so let's get to our first segment of the show. Like I said, we are going to try deploying this using the instance of my Docker image that I have on Docker Hub, as opposed to the one that I have on Google Cloud Platform. Right. So let's kick off our first 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
And let me open up the necessary software that we need in order to do that. Got too much stuff open. Yeah, I should have did that. Let's see. No worries. All right, so we got that. All right, so let me go to this thing's still open. All right, let's go to the software. Open up WebStorm, and I am going to this one. Let's go here. Where is the where is the project that I had used last week to do this? Let's go here. It wasn't this one. Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one. It was. Where's the one that I used last week? Oh, there it goes. Infrastructure. All right. Let's go here. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna like, and that's why I wanted to do the Terraform last week, because now I can easily spin it up and spin it down and not have to inquire a bunch of money, a bunch of charges from Google. So there we have it. All right, so we're gonna do Terraform apply. I should have did this before the show actually, because now that's going to end up taking up a bunch. It's going to take a long time to do that. But in the meantime, while that is happening, I am going to start setting up my command for. I'm going to start setting up my command to kick off the to launch the Google Cloud cluster, right? You know, so it's going to be, all right, let's do GCP deploy or GK deploy. All right, let's go over here. So, so we've seen this page before, but instead of doing it for a deploy from Google, we're going to use a deployment from Docker Hub. So if I go to hub.docker and I bring it in here and I search for Tech Coach Ralph. So when we were doing it locally, remember we had to start it up on we had to push it up to Google Cloud Platform. We couldn't do that local registry. So now we have the back end and we have the front end. And so now we're going to try deploying it from here so that we can be able to, because I just want to get it started and running on Google. For me, it's not about the location of the image for now. It's more about getting it to actually work and start up. And also in the meantime, while it's creating the cluster, I'm gonna go to Atlas or MongoDB, and I am going to sign in. And we're gonna go to that's not the one I wanted. Cancel. We're gonna go to sign in. We go to this one. And I'm going to go to network access. I'm going to add this again, access from anywhere for a 6-hour time block. And now that is being updated. So we will also go to here and we're going to open the terminal. And while that's happening, I'm going to be searching for GKE. So it takes some time for this to create. As we can see, it's getting created right here. This cluster is being created. So what we're going to need once this is ready, we're going to have to do we're gonna have to do the authentication right here. We're gonna have to do the authentication so that we can be able to interact with our cluster. And then after we do that, then we'll need to create this deployment for the backend. However, we're not gonna use this Google URL. We are going to use this URL right here. And I think that should work. But we'll find out. We shall find out in due time. Let me see. So it's still creating. It takes some time. I meant to run the Terraform command before the show started, but I forgot. let's see. So in the meantime, I will start writing out these commands. Let's see. All right. So it's been like 5 minutes that it's still creating. But let's see. We will need to do, let me start staging some of this. So we're going to need to do Google Container Cluster get credentials. Google. Oh, G-Cloud. All right, G-Cloud. G-Cloud container clusters. Container clusters. Get credentials. The name of the cluster is going to be UDEC-GKE-cluster. And the location will be US East 1. US East 1. So once this cluster is ready, then we would be able to get that authentication out of the way, and then we would be able to try to deploy from the Docker site or from the Docker hub. And the reason that we are doing this is because when we used Minikube, we figured out how, if we needed to get Kubernetes running locally for whatever reason, for testing purposes, how to do it. But now we, on the job, you're going to have to know how to deploy it to the cloud as well. So following the instructions will only get you so far, and that's why I'm like, I want to make sure that we understand it in different areas, so we don't have the thing that happens when you go to like a boot camp or college where you've done it in a very, very controlled environment and everything is set to work. We need to see the hard road, and when things don't work, how do we troubleshoot, and how do we work our way around it? And that's why we are going this route. All right, let's see here. All right. I wonder if I send this, if it'll work. Let's say authorize. It's still getting started up, and that's why we can't do this command yet, but we will do it as soon as it is done. I really should have did this before the show started, but I was not thinking.
Bruh.
All right. So in the meantime, though, let's continue looking at here. So after we do this, then this should work. Let me make some notes over here of things that I'm gonna need to pass in. Okay. Here's what we'll do. While this is getting set up, let's look at the secrets. So let's say how to reference. Secret G Cloud secret in GKE deployment. Let's do that. Use Secrets Manager add-on with Kubernetes engine. Access secret store outside of GKE cluster using client libraries. So we do all that, and we set the project. All right, so G-Cloud services. Okay, so all right, so enable the Kubernetes engine and the Secrets Manager. So container, Google APIs, and then secret manager. All right, so we're going to enable secrets manager.google APIs, and then grant roles for your user account running the following commands once for each of the following IAM roles. Role.secretmanager.admin and role/container cluster admin. Replace the project ID with your ID. Replace your user identifier with user and then your email address. Replace role with individual role. Okay, gotcha. All right, so the deployment is done now. So what we can do, we can go back over here. And you see the check mark over here. So now we can actually kick off the credentials. All right, so now we have credentials. We can use our kubectl command. All right, so we're gonna say kubectl, and we're going to say create deployment, and our deployment name is going to be udec-be, and we're going to say image equals tech coach Ralph / udec-be. And is there anything else we need to set? I think we should be good with that. Let's run that, see what we get. I wonder if it's going to be able to find the Docker Hub image without any additional details. That's going to be an interesting one to figure out to see. Because so far it hasn't done anything yet. All right, let's see. So updated deployment. Okay. So all right, it created the deployment, right? So now we need to, let's do this real quick. Let's do this. Let's set our G-Cloud services enable. Move this over here a little bit. So G-Cloud services enable. And it's like secrets manager. Secrets manager dot Google APIs .com. All right, maybe I have a typo. Let's see. Oh, secret. Did I put secret? Is it secret manager, not secrets manager? Okay, so that worked. So that went through. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let me do the container one too, just in case. I'm pretty sure the containers are running though, because we're able to actually start up the application. Okay. All right. Now we are going to do. We got that running. We got that running. So now they say, prepare the environment, start secrets, create a secret, and secret manager key equals, all right, we did that. Create the cluster and Kubernetes resource. We got all of that done. Create read-only namespace, create service account. Okay. I just need the I know I have the secret in there. I'm just not sure how to reference it yet. So we'll come back to that part maybe later. But for now, I need to go and get the connection information for the database. So we're gonna go to not that quick start. Or no, not quick start. Where is my database? Okay, let's go here. No. Let's go here. Connect. That's what I'm looking for. And we're gonna go to here, and this is the connection string. So I have to put in the password. right? So we are going to say, take this, and I think that was part of the problem, is that it didn't take that. All right, so we're gonna go to here, and we're going to say, we are going to say cube CTL, and it is going to be create deployment. And see how I was trying to remember these things now? Or not create deployment. It's set environment, and that's going to be deployment slash UDEC dash BE, and the value will be it will be, let me pull it up. API, and it's going to be database connection equals, and it will be, go here, copy that, and then I go over to here, and I'm going to paste this, and I have to change the password though. So I'm going to go to the other screen in the meantime while I update the password. And we're going to look for over here. And I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to. All right. Now let me try to connect to it. Unknown command. I think it's set env actually. Let's see. Why can't I get to this? Give me a second. Give me a second here. I think it's kubectl set env. All right, so it's updated. Perfect. Let me clear that. All right, so we. All right, so let's go back over here. We have it updated. Now, let's try to start the service.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
All right, well, it is break time right as we're going to start the service. So what we'll do is we will go to break, and then we shall return and start the service and see if we have any errors. I wish I could have set up the Kubernetes dashboard, but we'll do that. We'll do that when we come back, all right? But for now, it is break time. Let's go to full screen. All right, let me check the chat, and then we're going to get into our first break time discussion. All right, where is it? All right, there goes the chat. Let's see what we got going on in the building. Let's see. And Magnetar has updated his name too. He dropped the 1.7. He dropped the 1.7. Let's see. All right, so that's all that we have. All right, let's get to our first break time discussion. All right. We're gonna go with here. We're gonna go to here. All right, so I want to give a quick recap of the interview that my tech barbarian had this past week, where we prepared on a day, like we prepared every other day in order so that we could be in the best position possible. Right. So I'm gonna start a 5-minute timer. So we had a recap this morning in our coaching call, and my tech barbarian was telling me that this was the most confident that she has ever been in an interview. And the difference was preparation and the getting in the reps in, answering questions that were like you're not sure about and uncomfortable. So it went really well. We don't know what's going to happen, if the company is going to move forward with the process or not. But the good thing is that every interview is an opportunity to see where you are weak and what you are lacking in. So I think that interviews, I know Mitch and Magnus they are not big fans of interviews, but I think that they are very, very helpful to your career process and development. So with that being said, I asked like, so what do you think are some things that went wrong? And the thing with interviews, like every interview is different because different companies and different managers and stuff like that, they're looking for different things from their employees. They have different type of questions. So I always say, all right, make a note of what you are being asked that you're not sure about in these interviews. And then number one, we can definitely work on them. But number two, you get to see how like the manager's minds work, and that at this particular company, they're going to have this type of expectation of you. While at this other company where they might ask you different questions, they might have a different type of expectation of you, right? So that's why it's like even when we prep and I try to give you questions that you're not expecting, there is every manager, every interviewer is going to be different in how they ask their questions. So it's like it went really well, but there's always room and opportunity for improvement. And so I was like, yeah, what are some things? He's like, oh, they asked like questions about this and that I was unsure of. I'm like, okay, well, that means that it is more opportunity for things that we need to work on and that we need to brush up on. Hopefully things work out the right way, because it would be an amazing opportunity for somebody who works so hard. And if you sign up for the Patreon, you'll be able to see my Tech Barbarians in action. We're going to be wrapping up a sprint. We're going to do our retrospective, and then we're going to start our next sprint. So you'll be able to see that in real time, how we do that. If you are interested in how the tech world works and you're looking forward to get some extra bit of content, then that's going to be super awesome. We're going to be doing it on Google Meet. I use Google Meet for my events that I am officially hosting. So I would love for you to see the type of work that we're doing, and you can be on the ground level of the inception of the next application that we're going to be building to help people who are looking for a job and stuff like that, right? So that's going to be our next project. So I think that one of the problems that we have, right, and by we I mean like everyone, we don't like to be in uncomfortable positions. And by the lack of willingness to be in an uncomfortable position, you prevent your opportunity for growth and for success. And there's been plenty of times that I've done mock interviews with the people that I'm coaching, and I'm like, and I also record them. And after the interview, I send it to them like, okay, watch it back and take notes on what, like, did you say too many times? Did you look to the left, look to your right? You have to put what you are doing under a microscope and see and dissect it and say, okay, I could do this better, I could do that better. But one time I got a response of, oh, like, I'm like, did you watch your interview? Oh no, that thing was so bad. I'm like, I don't care. Like, if you're asking me for help, right, and I'm telling you this is what you need to do, but you're like, oh no, I can't watch myself because it was so bad. I'm like, but we're practicing, we're training. Like, you need to see what you're doing wrong in order for you to have a better chance of when you are in the game, because you're telling me to put you in, but then when I do, you're not ready. So I'm like, you have to go back and see what every single weakness that you have.
Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
You need to see what every single weakness that you had, and then you fix it, and then you adjust it. Especially if this is like, especially like if you can go back and look at all your mistakes and be like, all right, this I'm gonna fix it this way, that way, that way. I think that, and there probably is an app to do this, right? But I think that there should be some type of app that catches like something that if we're saying too many times, or if we're saying like too many times, you know, I think that'll be really, really helpful to our development. And that's why I'm like, you gotta take every single thing that you do. Every single thing that you do. Number one, it's work. Number two, it's a learning opportunity. It's a learning experience, right? So that's why I say that you have to embrace every single opportunity. Every opportunity is a learning opportunity, right? So let me check the chat real quick before we get back to our next segment. Let's see. Magnetar says interviews are for gift of gabbers. Let me get this off the screen. It says for the gift of gabbers. What in the world? Come on, Magnetar. And Magnetar, I love the new name, cutting out the 17. But what does Magnetar mean, by the way? What does is it let me know. I'm not even gonna try to guess. What does Magnetar mean? It says it happened in my section. What do you mean by it happened in your section? What do you mean by that? Please share, Magnetar. Please share. And shout out to my people watching over on X. We got a good number of people watching on X. Shout out to the X watchers. And let's see what else we got going on. Let's see. Magnetar says the guy could talk, but hated the job and couldn't do it. They put him back in his original position.
Bruh.
So my take on that though is like, well, he ended up not being able to do it, so he was exposed, right? But I think as well though that all right, let me pose a question like this. Let me pose a question like this, right? What's wrong? Because Magnetar, you and I both know that there are people who they do talk, and that at some point you find out that like, yeah, that's all they are, a talker, right? And they don't have like the resume that they claim that they have. But what is wrong though, Magnetar, if you do have the gift of gab, but you also have the skills that back it up? I think that it just makes you more marketable and more valuable, that you have good you have good marketing abilities, but your marketing is based on what's true and you're not a fraud. You're not, it's not fake. You know what I mean? So I think that being able to effectively communicate and share what your skills are is part of the game, and you got to play the game. You got to play the game to win, right? You guys let me know what this is from. I play for keeps. Right? So that's my thought on that. Let's see. So Magnetar is a neutron star. Okay, cool. See, I didn't know. But thank you for letting me know. Magnetar is big as a city, but could destroy Earth because of the magnetic field. Oh my God! You gotta warn me. You gotta warn me before I read that. That was kind of scary. It's plus their image of the star looked. You know what? All right, Magnetar. You got me. Let's see Magnetar. Ooh, that is pretty. I will show it for Magnetar before we get back to work. But let me keep reading the chat real quick. Actually, no, I'm just gonna show it. This is what I got when I checked for Magnetar. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. You know what? You're right, Magnetar. That is pretty cool. Why do I look all? zoomed in and stuff. All right, let's go with that. All right, so let's get back to full screen. Let me keep reading the chat. I see we have Farron Perry in the building. What's up, Farron Perry? Happy to have you here. Farron Perry says, quick question: to provision users in Azure or AWS in the IAM space, would you use Terraform, correct? Yes. I like if you're using infrastructure as code, you could use Terraform to do it. Yeah, you could use Terraform, and you can like have the users, and if you're doing it also with like a multi-factor authentication, I'm sure there's ways to set that up, but you can have a list. It's when you're doing it with like infrastructure as code, it just makes it so much easier to manage things. I remember at when I got hired, right, at my current job, and like around my first day, like going through like setting up procedures, they was like, in order to get access to this, you need to go and push like open up a pull request to add your name to the, I forgot what file it was, like what it was for in particular, but so that you could be added to the IAM through Terraform, and then once they approve the pull request, then now your account was provisioned or something like that, some activated provision, something like that. So it is a so yeah, like I would say like through Terraform, or if you're using like AWS's CloudFormation through that, but definitely like it would be a good idea to provision the users through Terraform, and that way it's not manual. It's not manual, and things don't get messy. So that I would definitely recommend if you can, then do that. And it says, I play for keeps, Green Goblin. You're probably right, but I heard it from Talladega Nights, the ballads of Ricky Bobby. I play for keeps. I think that's when he was about to get his arm broken by the French race car driver, which he called. I did not call the French race car driver this, but he called him Pepe Le Pew. Yeah, that's where I got I play for keeps from. But you're probably right too. You are probably right too. And Roxy says, I was wondering the same thing. Great question. Which is it about? What does Magtor stand for? Or Roxy, were you referring to the same question as Farron Perry asks? Would you provision users in Azure or AWS in the IAM space? Would you use Terraform? I think that's the question you had that you had as well. So shout out to you, Roxy. Shout out to you, Farron Perry. All right, let's jump into our next 20 minutes of work. Let's go to, where are we going to now? We're going to go to, and what I plan to do as well, let me start the timer, right?
Let's go!
So what I plan to do is, as we figure these things out, seeing how we can Terraform each step of the way, so that we can continue to refine, or not refine, but practice our Terraform skills. But we can also figure out how to do this deployment on Google Cloud Platform. And then, I don't know, should I also take it to AWS and see if we can do the same type of deployment on AWS and figure out how to do it there? I think I should. I think we should slow it down and not try to rush through the course and see, okay, how can we do it on Azure? How can we do it on AWS? How can we do it on Google Cloud Platform? Because the course only talks about Google Cloud Platform, but I would love to do it on all of them, right? So anyways, let's get to it. We are going to here. So we did this. We set the environment variable, right? Where is that? So we set our environment variable. Next thing that we need to do is create our service, which would be, okay, so we have the environment variable. So we would say, I'm going to do another, so what do we do? Kubectl get deployments. So we have this one right here, the backend. It is, all right, so I'm going to try a rollout kubectl Roll. Restart cube CTO restart deployment. Rollout restart. All right. So I just had to. I'm not very well versed in the commands yet. So that's why I need to reference them. Rollout restart. All right. So and in doing the using the Google Cloud thing, I don't always get. It doesn't give me the. It doesn't give me the. Like the auto finish. So that's why I like using my own terminal. Deploy /udec-be. Let's try that. All right, it's being restarted. Let's see. I'm gonna go and check our logs as well to see. Let's see. Does not have, what the heck? Does not have. All right, so let's see what error we're getting here. Does not have minimum availability. So let's see what we're getting in here. It says trying to see what errors we're getting. View logs. All right. Let's see. So it looks like it found the. It looks like it found it. Format error. Let's see. That doesn't tell us much. But was it? Let me see. Let's explain this log. Let's use some Gemini action. Let's see. Start chatting. Oh, good. Let's see. That's interesting. It does the prompting for me. Okay. All right. The log entry indicates an error during execution of a Node.js application within a Kubernetes container. This suggests the Node.js executable is not compatible with the container's architecture. This could be due to several reasons. I don't know, because we were able to do it on our own. Corrupt image, wrong build process. The build process for this container might have failed to correctly install or link Node.js executable. Let's see, to validate the root cause, check the container's architecture using the kubectl. All right, so let's try that. Let's go to what? Let's go here. All right, let's do that. Let's sorry here. So it says that successfully pulled image, So they're trying to tell me that there's an issue with my image. Successfully pulled image. Create a container. Start a container. Successfully pulled. Can we do C logs of kubectl deployment or pod? If you had only one container, you can simply do run log pod replacing. All right, so let's try that one. So kubectl logs. Let's go to what's the pod name? What is the pod's name? So let's do clear cube logs. Let's see. So the only thing we have is it's a USR local bin / node exec format error. That doesn't. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We are going to try it out locally. We're gonna try it out locally to see what in the world is going on here. Let's go to open up a terminal because I thought it was working just fine. But this is software development because what you expect to work doesn't work, right? So let's go to we're gonna say Docker run. Or actually, no, I'm gonna do Docker PS. And I'm gonna do Docker stop udec-mongo. Oh, no, that's the one I wanted. Never mind. Let's start that one back up. Let's start that one back up. Docker start udec-mongo. And I'm going to say Docker run. And we're going to say, what is I'm going to take this Mongo URL. And we're going to go to here. And I'm going to say --name udec-be for the container, and we're gonna say port, say 5,000, map to 3,000, and then we're going to say the --env equals. Or maybe there's no equal there. Let's do it like that. And we're going to say the image is there anything else I'm missing? UD is or tech coach Ralph /udec-be. Let's see what happens with that. No match found, database connection. All right, I got you. Set environment variable. Docker. Oops. Docker run. Docker run. Check the first one. So it would be -E. So it's -E, not -env, I guess. All right, let's go back. Let's go to it's just gonna be a -E. Okay, so -E. And let's try it one more time. It says still no matches found. Why is that? No matches found. Maybe I need a quotation mark. Okay. Unknown flag E. Oh, just a single. All right. Oh my God, I gotta be so particular here. Sometimes it's kind of loose. Sometimes it's so particular. Port not available. Exposing. All right. So let's try another port. Oops. Let's say let's go to, let's see, and let's kick that one off. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Docker RM. My Docker skills are pretty decent, I'll say. So if that was to work, then I would, if that was to work, then I would just push this image back up, and which looks like it should work. All right, so it couldn't connect. It probably couldn't connect to the database because of it's on a different network type thing, but it was able to. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna push up this image to Docker Hub because I don't know why exactly the other one is saying it has issues. So it would be Docker push tech coach Ralph / udec-be. All right, so looks like, I don't know if it did anything new, but it did something. All right, so with that being pushed up, I'm gonna go back to Kubernetes, and we're gonna see if that's gonna make a difference, because it worked. I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird. But let's go back over here, because when we use the Google, it's not finding it, but when we use the Docker Hub one, it finds it, but it says it has issues. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do kubectl, and I'm going to say delete deployment udec-be, and I'm going to go create again, kubectl create deployment udec-be, and that should do it. Oh, have to set the image, -- image. tech equals tech coach Ralph slash udec-be. Okay, and now we're going to do enter on that. Okay. And then we will do, I guess I have to set the variable again. I'll just change the password because I'm not using it anyway, so I'm not gonna go through this whole process again. So I'm I'm doing kubectl set environment deployment for that to this string right here. All right, so that's updated. Let's look at the logs. So let's do kubectl, and we'll say get pods, get pods. So we have this pod right here. So I want to see what the error is. So if we do kubectl and we say kubectl, we say log, and then the pod, I guess it's logs. So see, it's still giving us this. Here, I think I know what might be going on. So, what version does GKE? It should be any though. GKE node use. GKE node typically uses the Kubernetes version. Not that GKE Node.js support. Let's see. Or let's do this instead. Let's do this. Because this is, I don't understand why this is happening. Because it should be getting the latest application. Let's go to let us do thinking.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
I want to say, oh yeah, so we're gonna go to break. I just want to check this real quick. So we would do this error cube CTL container or pod. Let's see what Stack Overflow has to say. I created a Docker custom image for my Next.js app. I pushed it to Azure container, yada yada. Let's see. By and large, the exact form commonly arises due to CPU architecture mismatch between the machine that builds the image and the host machine. I know what it is. So it's probably a architecture issue based on using. Okay. All right. I have an idea of where to go. To ensure the latest version of the image is always used, image pull policy. Let's see. All right. Oh, this helps for building the image export default platform. Okay, so let's go to break. Let us go to break. All right. Let me see. Magnetar says that I can see TCR as a college professor. What? I don't know. I don't know, Magnetar. I don't know. Let's see. I forgot a good amount of time left. Let me go and let's see. All right. Let me see. What I want to do is let's see. Oh, let's see. Did Fanny text me? Did you text me, Fanny? Let me see. Let me see. I didn't see your text, Fanny. I did not see your text, but you know that you know that once I see it, I will always answer you. I will always answer you, right? But shout out to Fanny P in the building. A bright future ahead of her, right? Shout out to Fanny. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get to break. We're going to go to our second topic of discussion, where I wanted to look up some networking jobs, or DevOps / networking jobs on LinkedIn, to see what they're talking about and what's the pay like as well, right? So let me do network engineer, and we're going to switch over to, we're going to put 5 minutes up for that, and we are going to go to here. All right, 5 minutes up. So let me zoom in a little bit. So let's take a look at this network engineer job for Ampstead. Where, what's the requirements for? I'm gonna filter this down a little bit to a entry level, associate, and internship, right? So here's the here's the deal. Let me just say all these. All right, so here we go. So we have it filtered down to these top three: internship, entry level, and associate. And we go to anybody in the chat studying, interested in network engineering, by the way, because I'm just, browsing. But look at that. Look at this one right here. So imagine being the lead network engineer at the Fontainebleau in Las Vegas, Nevada. Making between 100K and 125K. How does 100K go? Does 100 to 125K in Nevada go far? I don't know the cost of living in Nevada, but let's see what this is about. So the position lead network engineer will be responsible for providing advanced support for network infrastructure via the design, configuration, and maintenance. This includes routers, switches, firewalls, and other network hardware. It says that essential duties and responsibilities, the following and other duties may be assigned as necessary: design and deploy functional networks, LAN, WLAN, and WAN, design and configure and install routers, software, and other network devices, create and maintain technical and functional design documentation, develop new network design or enhance the existing network to increase network efficiency and performance. And this is at the Fontainebleau Hotel. But this, so it's funny because I put entry level and associate and internship, and they gave me a lead role, right? But what do they require to work this position? Skilled and or ability required. Reasonable accommodations may be made to enable individuals with disabilities to perform essential functions. So bachelor's degree in computer science or related field, or equivalent work experience and or equivalent combination of education experience. At least 3 years of network support, preferably for a large-scale resort and casino. So if you have experience in the resort and casino. Let's see, 2 over 3 network protocols. Expertise in LAN and WAN technologies. So, and the reason I'm looking at this one, so when I'm investigating roles, I am looking at a couple of things, right? I'm looking at, and this is a idea for career planning and career development, right? The first thing that you do, you don't look at the job that you can get tomorrow, or if you take one of those 3-week boot camps and you're like, oh, this is going to be the job I'm going to get on the 4th week, right? It doesn't happen that way. But what I like to do is, let me take a look at the senior role, the lead role, to see what could my progression look like if I was to end up becoming a lead. And then if I like what I see over here, which this looks pretty good, to be honest with you, but if I like what I see over here, then I could say, what about now? Like, I have a guide that I'm going to be working towards, but now let me filter down to like my entry level role, because I could be working towards becoming a lead network engineer. But let's say we start off as let's see what this network engineer is over here in Denver, Colorado for $60K to $85K. It says, all right, let's go down to the roles and responsibility, right? You may work on various projects throughout your career with Excelicom. The role and responsibilities noted below pertain to the specific role listed above. Troubleshoot and resolves escalated access and CPE device field issue. Perform assessments on existing technologies to determine performance and capability gaps. All right. So what's the requirements, right? Bachelor's degree required. They say required, but I don't think it just depends. Preferably in computer science or related field. So it helps if you have the bachelor's degree, but it depends on
Move on,
what
back
they're
to work.
doing.
Chop, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
Strong math and written verbal communication skills with an analytical approach, because if you're going to be calculating those subnets and stuff like that, you definitely need to have strong math skills. Ability to interact across cross-functional. All right. 2 years of experience in network engineering. So I think those 2 years though, like they were loose. They're loose, right? So that's why I tell you guys, you need to build up some type of experience to show that you know what you're doing, because they're gonna look at your resume and they're like, oh, this person doesn't have any experience. Because if you know what I'm, all right. You guys are gonna hate me for this, right? You guys are gonna hate me for this. Mitch, are you still here? Mitch, are you still here? Because I think you're gonna want to take part of this project that I just thought of, right? I am going to create a resume scanner, right? Which will compare the resumes and put them in a pile of who has work experience as an internship for a boot camp, and especially the fake internships, right? And it's going to classify it. So now, you know what, that might help us. That might be, because you just scan through resumes and then you separate the ones that say that's it. Like, oh, we did a boot camp, a 2-week boot camp, or not a 2-week. We did a 2-week internship for XYZ company. That might be a good idea, Mitch. You let me know. All right. So, let's see. They have a lot of requirements here for this position. Like, who with 2 years of networking experience has also all this stuff over here? That's interesting. Tulsa, Oklahoma hybrid. And here's the thing, right? If you're willing and capable to move for, maybe you're young, maybe you're in your 20s and you're like, there is nothing holding me down, right? Maybe you can move to Tulsa, Oklahoma for a little bit and build up some experience, because look, there's only 42 people who applied for this role or clicked on it who clicked on apply according to LinkedIn, right? And their major duties and responsibilities: develop and implement stack storm actions and workflows to automate network device and configuration management, leverage Python 3 with libraries like request, async IO, and unit tests for robust scripting, and the use of Jinja templates for dynamic configuration, utilize REST APIs, service development tools, Postman for integration with network systems, infrastructure and configuration design. This seems pretty advanced, but a network automation role in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I know they're gonna pay. Let me see. Is there? Let's see. They didn't say any salary stuff, but for this, for what they're requiring, they're gonna pay nicely. They are gonna pay nicely for this. It says advanced. All right, where you work, this position will report to an office and be part of a more significant team atmosphere. 3 days mandatory. You're in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and 2 virtual days, which would be probably Monday and Friday, which you get to work from home. But this sounds pretty interesting, right? So, I like how this job sounds. Fanny, you still here? You still here, Fanny? You know what, Fanny? I'm gonna send this job to you because we need to talk about this. All right, let's go to copy link. I'm gonna copy that one because this one it is calling the name of one of my tech barbarians. All right, so there we go. Anyways, let's go back to full screen, and I am going to get this down off the screen. Let's see. All right, let me check the chat real quick, and then I'm gonna go off camera for a second to put the sweater on because it's getting cold in here, and then we're gonna go do our last 20 minutes segment of the show. All right. Fanny says, "You stay working." You know how we do. You know how we do, Fanny. We don't quit. We don't quit. We got to get 1% better every single day. Magnusar says, "Nope, I'm not interested in being a network engineer. Not me, not for me." And then he's like, "Whoa, slow that down. Are you telling me that it is here in Nevada? It is in Nevada? Sign me up, Scotty." Says, but wait. Magnusar says, "What kind of math? What kind of math? Stats, geometry, or calculus? It's none of those. It's." What I think the main type of math that they use is to I think the main type of math that they use is to like break down networks and segment networks. So like your how many computers are going to be segmented on this network, how many is going to be on this network. So it's like calculating subnets and stuff like that, which I used to be really good at calculating subnets back in 2025 or 2004 and 2005, but I have not had to use it in a long time. So, but to me, that's like a majority of the math is like network segmentation for security purposes and stuff like that. So that's what I would say. That's probably a big bulk of the math right there. Let's see anything. All right, so that is about. All right, I'm gonna go off screen real quick just to put on this sweater, and then I will be right back with you for the last 20 minute segment of the show. All right, so give me a second. I am back. So let's get into this last. Let's get into this last 20 minutes, right? And this is always a challenge when you're working on. Let's say you're working on M1 chip, and the architecture is on something that's not a, or when I say M1 chip, I mean like a silicon chip for Mac, the ARM architecture, and the architecture on another platform uses something else. So it's like it's really annoying, that part of it. So building on Mac, and then you have to set up the policy. All right, so let's go and take a look at over here and set up the last 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
So it says by and large, the error exact commonly arises due to CPU/architecture mismatch between the machine that builds the image and the host machine that runs the container. This is particularly case in this particular case because the error persisted because of the image pull policy was not explicitly set in the deployment.yaml file. When not set, Kubernetes defaults to if not present, which means it will only pull images if it isn't present on the node. Thus, even if the updated image is pushed, the repository of the so we have two things. We have two things happening right now. So we're gonna build the image again. And we're gonna go to. We're going to set the. All right. So we're gonna say Docker set image architecture. How does that architecture for Docker build to so quickly converting an existing image to a different architecture. Let me see. You can't. All right. So if your Docker does, let me see. All right. So how to set a Docker image to build ARM 64. This is the stuff. This is the stuff that we have to deal with, right? So for building single Docker images, set your environment variable using the command line or modifying your export Docker. But do I want ARM or do I want for building images part of a Docker Compose build? Include the platform. So let's see. How do I see what my current Docker is? Or from Docker recommended against from platform and will issue a warning. Okay. So we can do Docker. I have deployed a Docker image on Azure, and which only allows AMD 64. The following. All right. So let's see what architecture does GKE use for Docker images. Google Kubernetes engines use, let me see. So maybe that's why it was more keen to work on when we were using one from Google, because maybe Google builds it in the probably builds it in the image that they need. Gotcha. So trying to use it from what we have in trying to use what we have in the regular Docker hub does add a layer of complexity to it. Let me see. How to see what platform your Docker image is on. Let me see how the details of a Docker image. We could do Docker images. All right, so let's go to over here. We're gonna say Docker image inspect and tech coach Ralph / UDEC-BE. Let's go up to let's see. Let's see. Architecture ARM 64. So we probably need to try it with AMD 64, and maybe that'll work. All right, so let's do this. We're gonna go to CD WebStorm projects, Urban Dictionary app. All right, clear that out. We're gonna say Docker build, and the build that we're gonna be doing is going to be what is a Docker build command? Docker build command, and we're going to say Docker build. All right, so Docker build -- tag and tech coach Ralph / UDEC-BE AMD 64. So that way we can make it that AMD 64, and then we're going to say, did I miss something? All right, hold on. We got the tag. We need to then go to Docker. Right, so this is just a dot right there afterwards. Ah, shoot, I forgot something. Hold on. Control. So we need to do platform. So let me see. Docker build command platform. Sorry. Build our set platform maybe. So all right, so we need -- platform. So Docker build, and then we're gonna say -- platform, and we will say what are the available platforms? So Linux and all right, so we're platform and target. So let's do Linux / AMD 64. So right now we are currently on an ARM 64, but let's do AMD 64. And let that build out, and then we're gonna push that image up, and then we're gonna redo our deployment, see if using the AMD 64, if that's what GKE requires. But that's one of the complexities that we run into, and that's why it is so important that we have because we could have easily used someone else's existing image and it would have worked perfectly fine. But why use somebody else's thing when we have our own thing? If we have our own thing, why do we need to use somebody else's, right? And that way we can see the complexities of, okay, I built this on a MacBook M3 computer, right? And now when I'm trying to deploy it, because when we use Minikube, it worked perfectly fine because it was starting it on the same local machine, but doing it on Google Cloud, on Google Kubernetes, it was like no, your architecture is wrong for our platform. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I'm wondering if when we were deploying it straight through the Google Run containers thing, if when we because we had built the image directly onto Google Cloud Platform, if it automatically set the right platform architecture for us. It's probably built in because they're like, well, on our platform we can only use this, so you don't even have to bother putting in an ARM platform. So because we didn't specify it, right? So now we're specifying what platform we want it to be built on. So let's see what happens. So npm is installing all the necessary packages right now. Let's see here. Taking a little bit longer than normal, but it is what it is. But if we can get this actually working on Google Cloud on GKE Google Kubernetes Engine, that'll be an awesome accomplishment for today. And then maybe next week we could and then next week we can get the front end working, right? Because that'd be super cool. That would be super cool. All right, so it is all pushed up. So now I'm gonna do clear Docker PS or Docker images, and we should have a. Oh, it's too many stuff. So let's do Docker images, and we're gonna do a grep, and we'll say udec-be star. Or I don't know how to do wildcards yet in here, but let's do ARM 6 or AMD 64. Nothing. What if I just do this, maybe? All right, there you go. So we have our I don't see mine. Oh, tech coach Ralph. I thought I tagged that with. I thought I tagged that with. I thought I tagged it with. AMD 64. Let's see. Clear. Docker images. And we have. Oh, there. Oh, it's the first. Why didn't it show up? All right. So let's push this. Right. Let's push this up. Clear Docker push tech coach Ralph / udec-be :AMD 64. All right, so that's getting pushed up. Once that is done being pushed up, then we will pull that into GKE and see what we get. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, Fanny did text me. We will check that out in a second. Let's go to. All right, so let's go to. Why is the size so big? All right, let's go to. All right, so now we're going to transition back over to Google Cloud Platform now that we have our image pulled. And we will go over to, hopefully we can get this done in the right amount of time. We can go to back over here, or over here, and let's do a kubectl, and I'm getting pretty. Like, if you guys remember the first couple of weeks I was doing Kubernetes, I could not remember these commands whatsoever. But now, practice. I'm getting a lot better with these kubectl commands. So we're gonna do delete deploy / udecbe. All right. Now we're gonna do kubectl create deployment udec udecbe, and then we're gonna say -- image equals tech coach Ralph / udec-be. However, we're going to add our tag for AMD64. That way, hopefully we don't have the same error that we've been getting. All right, so let's see what happens. Docker, or not Docker, we're gonna do kubectl get deployments. So we have that. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go back to. Let's. How do I get out this full screen? All right. Let's go back to. This is from. Let me see what we got going on here. Resource type Kubernetes cluster. Urban Dictionary economic data. And while we're doing this, we're also learning how to navigate through like the logging stuff for Google as well, you know. Let's see. No emergency for the last hour. Let's clear that. All right, let's get out of this too. Let me go to GKE. Let's go in here. Logs. Let's open. Where's my terminal? All right, let's do that again. Get deployments. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's actually up. It's actually up. That is awesome. So now we're going to set our database variable, right? So that's updated, and now I'm going to do a restart to say kubectl roll out restart deploy / udec-be. Run that for me, and we are restarted. And it used the environment variable. Let's go to what else do we have? All right. Let's do the service, all right? So we're going to do kubectl. And if this works, maybe next week we'll work on getting the front end deployed. And then following that, we'll see how we can actually terraform this, because I'd rather get all this terraform so that we can just spin it up and spin it down whenever we feel like it. All right, so kubectl, and we're going to say, expose service deploy / udec-be. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do the port stuff. So that part might not work. All right, so we'll figure it out. But we'll say type equals cluster. Is that it? There's no need to specify a resource type as a separate argument when passing in a resource / name. Said okay, so that's, I guess you don't need the deploy in there. I got you. So let's go with that. UDC. What? Oh, expose deployment. Because when you expose the deployment will make the service. Could not find port via -- port. What port should it be on for the service? All right, let's look at that. Cube CTL
Lunch break.
expose
Lunch break.
deployment. So let's finish this off. Let's see what we can get. I know I forgot to do the oh, so you did it in the, so port 80 target. Okay, so we're good. We're still good. So we're gonna do expose it on port 80, and then we can say target. What is a target port for this? The target port should be, let me see. Should it be 3500 or should it be? I'm gonna do 3000. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, we'll see. So we'll say port 80, target port 8000. All right. So let's do that. Let's go to here, and we'll do port 80, target port equals 3000. I think it was 3000. Let's see what happens. So if I do it on port 80, I don't think, no, I'm going to do it on port. Just do it on port. I don't remember what we did last time, because they can't be on the same port, I believe. Let's just do 3500 for now, right? Service is invalid. Supported value cluster IP. Oh, okay. Oh, stupid me. It's type equals unsupported value cluster. So the type is, that's my bad, load balancer. I always forget the word load balancer. All right, let's do that. And it is exposed on port 3500 allegedly. So if we were to go to, I don't know what the Kubernetes URL is though. Let's go to details. There's a private point, there's a public endpoint. Is there a URL that we can access? Well, let me see overview. Let me minimize this. Let's go to cluster. In here. We have a public IP. Let's see if we were to go to here and we were to go over to, open my Talend. And inside of Talend, I want to go to, this is the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. Let's see what. Let's go to this one, and instead of this URL, we would have this IP on port 3500 allegedly. And if we take that out and we do send, I think something with our routing is off. That's why it's not going through. Or maybe it could even be this IP address here. So if we were to do how to access Kubernetes cluster, kube config view. If we do kube config, kubectl view. I don't see a particular. Would it be this right here? Certificate authority cluster. Let's see. Because we're able to access it on localhost from our. So I need to know what is the issue. If it's, are we supposed to access it via the IP address, or are we supposed to access it via the are we supposed to access it via the something else? I don't know. So it might be that we're using the wrong IP address to access it, but it could also be that we're using the wrong we set up our ports incorrectly. So something to look into for next week. But for now, we are closer. We are way closer than we were before, right? So if we do kubectl and we do get deployment, we have our backend, which is successfully running. So we had to update the platform, and now we're just one step closer to getting this running on Kubernetes on Google Cloud. And shout out to the assistant, the Gemini, the cloud assist, that for helping us, pointing us in the right direction. So do you guys see like the use of AI in this stuff as well? So but we're gonna wrap it up for now, right? So great work today. We got very, very far in and so the pivot that we did actually worked. And then now, once we get this working, we can like, once we get the whole thing up and running, then we can take a look at using the images on Google Cloud to deploy it as well. But we're just going to be trying different things out, right? So that is the goal for today, or for not for today, but for us in general. Like we get it to work, and then we continue to make it better every single day. All right. I'm going to check the chat, final thoughts or final announcements, and then we're out of here. Okay. So, because we do have our Scrum Night at 6 p.m. today. So in about 55 minutes, we're going to be doing Scrum Night for my Tech Barbarians, and anyone who is a Patreon member is welcome to join and participate as stakeholders for which, you know what? I think you are stakeholders, because the things that we're building is to help you, support you, and help you grow in your journey for your career, tech, whatever it is. So would love to have our stakeholders there. All right. So let me check the chat on our way out. Let's see. Farron Perry says, I'm in a GRC apprenticeship. Shout out to you, Farron Perry. Focus on threat. Let me make this a little bit bigger. It says focus on threat hunting, vulnerability scanning, and Azure using tools like Isinga and Grafana Cloud. I know Grafana. This can lead to roles in DevSecOps. Shout out to you. We are 100% rooting for you, Farron. I know that you can do it because you've made it this far. So keep up the great work, and feel free to reach out anytime. This channel is your home. How do they say it? Mi casa es su casa. We are on Thursday nights, that's when we focus on cybersecurity. We are learning ethical hacking. We're going to be getting into, I believe this coming Thursday, we should be getting into the next phase of ethical hacking and penetration testing. So I would be more than happy to see you there, and you can share some of your insights that you're learning. But GRC is probably GRC, that is awesome, and wishing you much success. Magnusar says, you said calculating subnets, so 2 to the n, 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8 if I need 3 subnets.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
I could not tell you, Magnusar. I could not tell you. I am my subnetting skills. They left me a long time ago, right? But yeah, you're probably right. I really couldn't say. Magnusar. Let's see. Roxy is throwing out some hourglass stuff that I cannot. You know what I mean? Can I see it? Can I see what exactly Roxy said? Sorry. Okay. And probably way more complicated than that. It's so you get the requirements and you're using, like, you're saying, all right, so we have this department, right? So you need to make the network big enough that it can take all the computers, but then you need to use the subnets to break them out, and like, all right, because that way I believe though, if when you use the subnets, although within the same quote unquote network, you're separating saying, all right, that way the marketing department can't access the software development department and stuff like that, right? So what we'll do is because I have networking people who I coach, and I can have them break it down much better about the type of networking stuff in the Discord. So we'll probably do that and go from there, because it's way above my head how this subnetting stuff works. That was a long time ago, and I was good at it too, but never used it. Miss Freckles in the building. What's up, Miss Freckles? And Miss Freckles, happy birthday to ZZ as well. Tomorrow is ZZ's birthday, so shout out to her. And Mitch says shout out to him as well. Shout out to you, my guy, my best friend, Mitch.
Did we just become best friends? Yup.
I'm telling you guys, me and Mitch, we are, you guys have no idea how close me and Mitch are now, right? I'm just saying. Let's see. Rock says, you just woke up someone in the chat. You know what? There's probably an alert. There's probably an alert that says once this name shows up in the chat, ring the alarms. Look at that. Oh, they got, see, Roxy got Miss Freckles blushing. Aww. And says, oh my goodness, you guys are terrible. You guys stop making fun of my best friend, my best friend, right? You guys stop making fun of my best friend. And it says, make networks great again. You are so bad, McIntyre. You are so bad. And Rocky says, he's playing possum. Playing hard to get. He is playing hard to get. All right. And Mitch is like shaking my head. All right. Final thoughts for today. Tomorrow morning, large language models. I didn't have space to fit it on the banner, but we have large language models tomorrow morning. We're going to be signing up for different platforms, I'm going to be spending some money, right? I'm going to use the super chat that Magnetar sent me the other day to get some API keys, some API credits for these different providers so that we can start working on them and integrating them into our learning process with the large language models. So that is the goal for tomorrow morning. Start to sign up for these different platforms and see how they work, how they prompt, all that good stuff. Nightjade sent me a link to Gemini 2 where we'll sign up for. We're gonna get all of it. We are gonna get everything. All right, we're coming for everything. We are not taking any prisoners. We're not taking any prisoners. All right. And then grind time starting at 4 a.m. on the Tech Music channel. If you are trying to get after it and trying to wake up early to get things done, well, on the Tech Music channel, we have created a it's a playlist. It's a playlist. It's gonna be streaming live. The plan is to have it stream live every single morning from 4 a.m. to noon, where it's going to be David Goggins who's going to tell you, mixed in with our music that we've created, that we were talking about yesterday, mixed in, saying like, look, you got to get your life together. You trying to lose weight? Wake up and work out. It's a day to fast, and so either maybe you need to fast, maybe you need to hit the sauna like I do all the time. Maybe you need to work out, go for a run. Who knows what your training regimen is? Maybe you go to the gym. I don't know. Maybe you box, maybe you do jiu-jitsu, whatever the case may be. But guess what? David Goggins is going to do it with you. He's going to coach you from 4 a.m. to noon. All right. So that's going to be on the Tech Music channel. It's already scheduled to go. We'll see how that goes. I'll be in and out of the chat.
What's this? Oh, it's only money.
What? Oh my goodness. You guys are too nice to me. Shout out to Roxy, Rock the Scrubs, Roxy, for the super chat. And there's no, she didn't say anything. It was just pure love from my dear friend Roxy. Shout out to Roxy as always.
I appreciate you.
But yeah, so that's what's going to be happening tomorrow morning on the Tech Music channel, streaming about 8 hours of discipline, motivation, dedication. Let's get out there and get it. Let's get out there and get it. All right. But with that being said, let me just make sure there's nothing else in the chat, and then we're gonna get out of here. All right. Let's see. Let me see. All right. Let me finish the chat up. Roxy says, "Hey, it's Mitch. What's up, Mitch?" And Miss Freckles says, "Replay Gang is in the building." You guys stop messing with my best friend, all right? You guys stop picking on my best friend. I'm telling you, yes, Miss Freckles, they are very, very silly. And Miss Freckles says, "I'm ready for grind time. No victim Olympics over here." And Max says, "Only money." And says, "You're the best." You know how we do. And Roxy says, "Also, it's only money. It is." But I appreciate you guys so much. And Mitch says, "The brick is going up." You know what? Before we wrap it up, my question for you: did you guys have fun? Did you learn something? Did I add value into your lives for this past 2 hours?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I changed the setting that it doesn't automatically play. I'll take care of that. But as Mitch also said, that yesterday's price is not today's price, and today's price is certainly not tomorrow's price, because the price.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up. And on the way out, let's see. And we're going to talk about subnets in the Discord as well to help get everybody's mind around that. All right. But with that being said, we're out of here. You guys have a wonderful evening. Tech with Ralph. And I'm going to play this song. I'm going to play this song because Miss Freckles brought it up. Oh yeah, by the way, don't forget, take the TBI assessment if you can. My cousin, like I said, was injured in a accident, suffered a TBI. She's been recovering from it. So if you have not done so already, please do me a favor, take the TBI assessment to help her gather data to be able to put out counseling to help people who are suffering from it and people who have been people who have relatives who are suffering from it, how to deal with that as well. All right. So with that being said, this is Tech Coach Ralph with another episode of Software Explorations. We are out.
Hey, you see them running in circles tight. Always got a story they rehearse tonight. Asking for dimes, they got no shame. Blaming the world for all their pain. Oh, they say, let me hold something. Always needing, always fronting. You're the wrong one, can't you see? Crazy seeing the world differently. They spin tails and point fingers keen. Victim medals glisten in the sheen. Borrowed time and shallow dreams. Forever caught in their scheme. Oh, they say, let me hold something. Always needing, always fronting. You're the wrong one, can't you see? Crazy seeing the world differently. Watch them call you cold, heart tight. When you say no, they see for fight. Indignation, such a plight. In the victim Olympics night. Running in that endless race. Mass smiles but no grace. Holding hands and casting blame. Life's just a hollow game. Oh, they say, let me hold something. Always needing, always fronting. You're the wrong one, can't you see? Crazy seeing the world differently. Oh, they say, let me hold something. Always needing, always fronting. You're the wrong one, can't you see? Crazy seeing the world differently. They spin tails and point fingers keen. Victim medals glistening in the sheen. Borrowed time and shallow dreams. Forever caught in their scheme. Watch them call you cold, heart tight. When you say no, they see for fight. Indignation, such a plight. In the victim Olympics night. Oh, they say, let me hold something. Always needing, always fronting. You're the wrong one, can't you see? Crazy seeing the world differently. Oh, they say, let me hold something. Always needing, always fronting. You're the wrong one, can't you see? Crazy seeing the world differently. Watch them call you cold, heart tight. When you say no, they see fight. Indignation, such a plight. In the victim Olympics night. Running in that endless race. Mass smiles but no grace. Holding hands and casting blame. Life's just a hollow game.